Hey everybody and welcome. This is the weekly update video thing for the 25th of May, update 26. It's been a while since I've done really anything. I have actually recorded an update video thing for a couple weeks ago, but never got around to finishing editing that up. Right now I'm not actually recording anything, but I'm probably going to throw in some energy hook or something in the background. The energy hook guy did actually get back to me a little while ago. I just haven't gotten around to updating the video stuff. I'll probably do that sometime this week. I did also tell someone in the comments that I would be putting out more Fast Food Tycoon Monday, but I was wrong about that. Now wasn't I? I wasn't able to get all the editing and all the recording and stuff done by then, so I should either later this week or next week sometime be able to put out one of those videos. That would be nice. But I thought that he was a lot further in, but he was only on like episode 13 or something, so we'll see how that goes. But the reason that I'm not doing like a cat goes fishing thing like I did before was when I went to record that last update video thing, there was quite a significant update to the game that I didn't see before. So I'm gonna probably do some videos on that because the cat goes fishing is fantastic. Project turned out fairly well enough, I guess. In the future, I'm probably going to see what I can do to decrease the size of the joints because I didn't have the best 3D printers available, and the best one was like the cheaper ones. The cheaper ones, the joints just kind of snapped when I tried to bend them because there would be so much, I don't know, ripple, I guess, on that side. It'd just be really rough and catch and snap. So the better one that I was able to find that was actually owned by a friend, that one, it was smooth enough to turn nicely, but the heads of the potentiometers didn't fit into it right, so I had to spend a long time trying to get those in, and they had some sort of, I don't know if it was the material or just the coating, but it was really good at not sticking to anything. Super glue, rubber cement, everything. I managed to get it with epoxy putty, steel reinforced epoxy putty, because I mean, if I scored the top it would kind of stick to it, but it would also make the shape of the head so it would actually have something to turn in. But yeah, I did, as many of you probably have, see the news about the SignAloud gloves, won some sort of MIT prize. I'll probably have a picture of them up right now. So I was thinking, wow, that's pretty impressive. And I saw that it was 2 sophomore students. I was thinking, wait a minute, there's got to be a little something hiding behind here. So I looked a little closer at the picture here, and they're really pretty basic. You've got what looks like a little accelerometer up here, Arduino, a wireless connector, maybe a gyroscope. I don't know what this blue thing is. But and then on each finger, for all the motion, each one has a single flex resistor. If you don't believe me, just Google flex resistor. Flex resistor, flex sensor might give you a bunch of different strain gauge things, but these, it's just one for each finger, so any sort of movement from the fingers would be detected in the same way. I've heard mixed reviews about them. First of all, apparently the company that makes those claims that they were also in the Nintendo Power Glove, so that's a big tip-off that they're probably not that great now, isn't it? But the whole premise of their glove, it was to or like the purpose of it, I guess, was to translate American Sign Language, or I guess any sign language, into spoken language. But the way they were demonstrating it, it was like instantaneous after each sign, and that would never work for the reason that this guy here, Avery Kukin, explained, and Robert Allen talked about how it's kind of limited in that there's no way for the hearing person to speak with the deaf person, because yes, deaf people, a lot of them are very good at reading lips, but that's still a fairly limited way of communicating, and Avery explained a much more significant issue. Also, this is not proper sign language. As someone fluent in it, this is a gloss in English grammar, just like you cannot translate other languages word for word. Trying to translate actual ASL like this would come out as store real work. I finished touch life since never means I have seriously never even been to that store before in my life. It's quite a bit of difference. There's this twat down here, Mary, in the comments. Are there any deaf people working on this project, consulting, benefiting financially or professionally from a project whose design gives hearing people more access to certain aspects of American Sign Language, the native and historically oppressed language of deaf Americans? I don't think this lady's ever met a deaf person. They're pretty cool, and they're not all whiny and bitchy about being historically oppressed, or that their language is getting accessed. Ooh. She's the kind of person that's the reason that technology doesn't advance any faster than it does. She needs to shut her hole. Anyways, there is also that, I just saw an ad for it fairly recently, a kind of like headset that translates spoken languages back and forth between them. I mean, apparently there are gloves that do this, but they're much bigger. I mean, right now all you would need to do is walk around with the glove with a computer strapped to your back, so I guess that's smaller. Probably not. But, I mean, you could, if it was as simple as they wanted, just like use your cell phone for processing, but it looks like you would need to store everything as you were saying it, and it would just, I don't know how much work there's been done about translating ASL and other sign languages, but it's still kind of fantastical that the language translator, spoken language, would work as well as they imply that it does, but who knows? And I'm sure that there's a lot more in terms of resources that they would be able to use for that kind of thing than for any sort of sign language, so there's that. But yeah, I'm going to try those. I have ordered one of those flex sensors. They only come in, the smallest ones that they have are, I think, what this, I can get here, like the one that's on the thumb and the pinky. See how there's two different sizes, the one for those and then the one for the other three fingers. The ones on the thumb and pinky are the smallest ones that they sell. I'm gonna do some tests, see if I can break it up somewhat, and then after that see how well they work, because there's one review on one of the store pages that says that they were trying to use it like a door detection thing, and when it was supposedly open, it was detecting it as being halfway open, or when it was supposedly completely shut, it was reading it often that it was halfway open, so it doesn't seem that accurate either. So I'm going to look into that, see if I can figure out a way to make that work. If I can, that will make the glove much nicer. But that's about all I can really say about that glove for now, especially if I want to make it into something. So I am going to make those Cat Goes Fishing episodes. There are a couple other games that I was looking at. Let me know if there's anything that you want me to play. Just yesterday, the NVIDIA Order of 10 challenges finished up. Those were pretty cool. A lot of them I had the problem of thinking about it too hard and thinking that they were more difficult than they were. Like the first one, I thought that you had to use those little hash marks on the clock as like a key to generate the rest of the numbers in those strings, which you would then use by some weird voodoo magic to translate. I mean, maybe you would take those numbers as 8-bit values and like the 8-bit negative whatever number, and then translate to ASCII, and then I don't know. But it turned out that it was just timestamps, and then you'd move forward and backward in the alphabet however many times in those spots that had the numbers, and that was it, really. So, yeah. Let's see if I want anything for that. That'd be pretty cool. In other news, though, there was that Pokemon, all those Pokemon announcements, Sun and Moon, all sorts of stuff, legendaries, all that stuff. Definitely going to be getting one of them. I don't know. I haven't really decided. I want to see more about the mascot legendaries before I choose, but yeah, that would be cool. There is also a pretty interesting game that was brought to my attention called Artemis. It's like a Star Trek type bridge simulator. It's pretty cool. Like each person gets a different, it's, I'm pretty sure, meant for local play. I guess you could also do it with like TeamSpeak, that kind of thing. But I'm probably going to be playing some of that. I don't know if I'll be recording any of it. Probably not. But it's pretty cool. Like one person gets there's the helm, one person's engineering. You might be able to have multiple people with someone's weapons, someone's comms, there's a bunch of stuff. But basically take the rules, go fly around, blow shit up, go to different space stations. It's pretty fancy. I've only played a couple minutes of it so far. It's like a test to see if the setup that they had done on campus would work, and looks like it did. I'll probably be playing some over the summer, but it's a pretty cool game. You should check it out, especially if you have friends. I guess I should probably include the qualifier of friends who would like to play that. Sorry for the lack of emotion in this video. I've been pretty tired. My alarm didn't go off when I intended it to either, but hey, what are you gonna do? That's why I don't have any sort of face cam or anything on. Didn't really have time to set all that stuff up and test it out. But I've gotta go soon, so yeah. Hopefully the audio's okay. Didn't really do too much to test that. I am hearing it, but the headphone playback that I'm using is pretty loud, and it's clipping all over the place. The waveform doesn't look like it's clipping at all, so hopefully it's just the way that I've got those headphones set up. That would be good. There's a fair bit of noise in the headphones, a decent amount, not too much, but it doesn't look like it's picking that up too badly on the waveform. I do still have one more semester of undergrad because the for credits and stuff, but then I'm probably going to grad school. Gotta look a little more about that soon. I'm gonna see if by some miracle I did win anything in those Power of 10 sweepstakes. If I didn't, then I still need to see how much I've got in my bank. But I should be able to get a pretty decent computer regardless. And that would be nice to have a desktop for the first time in quite a while. Okay, that cough that I just didn't max it out, but it looks like it was clipping. So that'll be fine, won't it? My rodential friends in the ceiling are back. I don't know if you could hear that. I'll probably pump that up so that you can. There they are again. Well, I guess that's enough for now. I've gotta go get ready to leave and check out some of my other stuff, I guess. Pretty great. Not really. It's okay, guys. I'm good at selling myself. So, yeah. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of whatever it is you decide to watch them in. Goodbye! Oh, Screen just fell asleep as I was saying goodbye. I wasn't talking to you, Mr. Screen.